that they were doing right in the eyes of God first and in the eyes of men. So they're not hiding from God and they're not hiding from man. What can we learn about hypocrisy? Hypocrisy could be when we are hiding from either God or man, hiding our true intentions. What can we learn about giving? It's important to give. It's also important that the resources that have been collected are administered in such a way that is void of any criticism. Now for Monday's section, it says read Acts 5 verse 1 and 2. Now a man named Ananias together with his wife Sapphira also bought a piece of property, and with his wife's full knowledge he kept back part of the money for himself and brought the rest and put it at the apostles' feet. Read the key text and consider these questions. Were Ananias and Sapphira required to sell the property and lay all the money at the feet of the apostles? Not at all. What sin did they commit? Next question says, did their sin merit such stern punishment? Why or why not? Tuesday's section of the lesson says, read Deuteronomy 15 verse 7. Reflect on the comments of Ellen White that came just before her statement in the flashlight section. Let truth-telling be held with no loose hand or uncertain grip. Let it become a part of the life. Playing fast and loose with truth and dissembling to suit one's own selfish plans means shipwreck of faith. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth. Ephesians 6 verse 14. He who utters untruth sells his soul in a cheap market. His falsehoods may seem to serve in emergencies. He may thus seem to make business advancements that he could not have gained by fair dealing. But he finally reaches a place where he can trust no one. Himself a falsifier, he has no confidence in the word of others. Taken from the Acts of the Apostles, page 76. Wednesday's section says, read the verses in the punchline and determine the key point in each verse. Then write one sentence that captures the core idea of all the texts. So let's go back to the punchline. It says, what is more, he was chosen by the churches to accompany us as we carry the offering which we administer in order to honor the Lord himself and to show our eagerness to help. We want to avoid any criticism of the way we administer this liberal gift, for we are taking pains to do what is right, not only in the eyes of the Lord, but also in the eyes of man. This would be taken from 2 Corinthians 8, verse 19 to 21. But if there are any poor Israelites in your towns, when you arrive in the land the Lord your God is giving you, do not be hard-hearted or tight-fisted towards them. Deuteronomy 15 verse 7. Next one says, if you help the poor, you are lending to the Lord, and he will repay you. Proverbs 19 verse 17. Don't love money, be satisfied with what you have, for God has said, I will never leave you, I will never abandon you. Hebrews 13 verse 5. Finally, Jesus told him, if you want to be perfect, go and sell your possessions and give the money to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then come, follow me. Matthew 19 verse 21. So what is that one sentence that you can come up with that kind of summarizes the core idea of all these texts? Thursday says, read Proverbs 19 verse 17. It says, whosoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will reward them for what they have done. How trustworthy am I? How can I nurture the trust